Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into DVC's YouTube channel. My name is Pat. I'm going to be going over our new gun of the month, which is, this month, the Fabrique Nationale FNC rifle, or FN Carbine is what that stands for. Fabrique Nationale is a famous Belgian firearms manufacturer. They've been around for a number of years. They've produced some very famous machine guns and rifles, including this one. So the FNC rifle was developed in the mid to late 70s out of an unsuccessful rifle called the FN Cal, or CAL, which was considered too complex and a little unreliable and expensive for what it was, and it was not a commercial success. So FN went back to the drawing board, worked on the rifle for 2 years, and they produced this one, the FNC. The FNC was a bit more successful. This was selected as the assault rifle for Belgium to replace the FN FAL, which is a .308 caliber battle rifle. So Belgium selected it, Sweden selected it as the Bofors AK-5, and it was even produced in Indonesia as the Pindad SS-1. So about this rifle, it's a .223 or .556 caliber rifle. It has a 16-inch cold hammer forged barrel. It has some basic iron sights with a short and long range aperture, a very heavy-duty steel folding stock, and a pretty beefy plastic heat shield. And the rifle itself is made out of stamped and welded steel. So it's got a bit of heft to it. It's not the lightest rifle out there. It's a little heavier than a normal AR-15 would be. But this was made to be a simpler, more refined FNCAL rifle, so to capitalize on new technology that was coming out at the time. So despite the fact that this rifle does look a little bit on the basic side, it does have kind of a baked enamel finish, and you can see some obvious weld marks on the sides of the rifle. It's actually pretty well made. It was made using early robotic welding machines, and the bolt was actually used, or was produced using early computer numerical controller (CNC) machining devices to make a very high precision bolt. So the rifle itself is actually very high quality despite its kind of plain appearance. This rifle is sort of favored for a right-handed shooter. The safety selector is on the left-hand side only, the charging handle is on the right-hand side only, and the magazine release button is on the right-hand side as well. So it's really set up just for a right-handed user. The Bofors AK-5 that the Swedish military uses is a bit more refined than this one. This is actually the Sporter version of the FNC carbine. So the Sporter version is not full auto capable. It got rid of the bayonet lug. Instead, they put a swing swivel on the front here, and just sort of marketed this for the civilian market. It wasn't the most well-selling rifle, but it had some success. This is actually a prohibited rifle in Canada, so the chance of you getting a chance to shoot this up here is pretty rare. You'd have to go to a range like ours to use it. So if you get the chance to shoot this, I would jump on it, because you're probably not going to see it around too much anywhere else. So it's a pretty special rifle to have here. If you're a fan of the movie Heat, starring Al Pacino, this was actually his rifle. His character, Lieutenant Hanna, carried this during the bank robbery shootout scene. So it's pretty neat to be able to handle the same rifle that he used in the movie. That was pretty cool. I'm going to take it onto the range and put a couple rounds down through it and see how I can do with it. Alright, so I got my safety gear on. I've got a 5-round magazine, and we're going to load it up. I got my target set as far back as I can go, and we're going to see how this thing shoots. Now this rifle does not have a bolt hold open device, so the only way to check to see if the gun is unloaded is to actually visually pull the action back and inspect it yourself. We use a chamber flag here to make sure that it's safe. So let's gas it up. All right. Okay, let's pull the target in. So, not my best, not my worst. It's a little hard to make out the iron sights on a dark target like this, but it shot pretty good for standing shooting. I'm pretty happy with that. The trigger is a little bit on the heavy side, which does make it a bit more challenging to shoot, but it shoots really comfortably. I mean, if I was shooting this with my elbows rested, it would be a little bit more accurate. Why don't you guys come on down and try it, see if you can shoot better than I can, and try out this really rare FNC. Thanks a lot for watching.